we could chat hours about how to reach such a result, a goal. It's not easy. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of experience behind. The idea is really to, of course, to use the best fruit possible, so the best olives possible, specific olives. We want exactly the type of olives needed to reach this taste and this sensitive experience. But it's very important also to work in a certain way that once the oil is just made, it's as perfect as possible the day it was made, and it's very important to make it stay that way as long as possible, and of course at least until it reaches your table. So this is where also many efforts are put in the production. So we harvest in the morning, the olives are processed in the same day in the afternoon, the oil is ready at the end of the day, instantly stored under oxygen-free environment, so nitrogen usually is used, because this is how you stop the time machine. Oxygen is one of the main, let's say, olive oil killer. Oxygen oxidates everything. It's bad for the wine, it's bad for the oil, it's bad for many things. Once the product is done, and even once the olive is harvested from the tree behind me, this one, as soon as you pick up the olive doesn't live anymore because it's not attached to the tree, so it can't eat and drink and breathe anymore. I mean, the fruit is dying, so you have a very short time not to have oxidation to start its work, because if you take a fruit from the tree and you leave it on your table for a few days or few hours, you're going to see it change color and disappearing after a while. So it's very important to make this process as fast as possible in order not to damage the fruit, and the same not to damage the oil after. So stopping the oxidation is one of the main concerns in the olive oil production, and it's a big deal. It's not easy. As I said, it requires really many efforts to be put in the production in order to stop this oxidation. So oxygen, as I said, is one of the big enemy of the product. Light is another enemy, so we use anti-UV, of course, dark bottles, never transparent bottle. The same as the wine, for example, the good quality red wine is always in a dark bottle. The third enemy of the olive oil is really the temperature, so it's very important to store your oil in tempered environment, not too hot, not too cold, in order to protect it perfectly. So this is how, from our side, so all the process of production and the bottling, storage and bottling, is very important to stop the time and to be sure that the oil that we put in the bottle the day of the production, or as soon as it's filtered and ready to be bottled, so first in the tank and then in the bottle, when the bottle reaches your table, when you open it, you have the sensation, the experience we have on the first day. So this is very important. And this is another big challenge, because the oil could age, it could really change in the first month, or on the production aspect. We really focus, for example, on the filtration, which is very important to have the purest oil possible, because the purest it is, the longer, if kept properly, the longer it will live. So yeah, this is our goal, making the healthiest and tastiest and purest olive oil possible, in order to be sure to have it on your table exactly the same it was the day we pressed it. Many people are asking me why Piro is so high in antioxidant. The olives, of course, the selection of olives, the varieties of olives we use. there are more than 500 different types of olives on the Mediterranean basin, and some of them, they have really higher phenolic content. So first of all, we choose the one that we think have the most polyphenol content, but we also choose the one that are very tasty, because sometimes they can have very strong phenolic content and not be all fruity enough. So the selection is very important. As I said, we work usually with 4 to 5 types of olives in 500. So there are many. So it's very important to select and to find and to get the highest quality olives possible. We work only 100% organic olives now, because we produce only 100% organic olive oils. So the choice of your olives is very important, but even more important is when to harvest those beautiful olives. If you wait too long, they would lose many of those properties, so you have to harvest and process them very early in the season. So this is what we do. We could sometimes start even like late September to be sure to have the best fruit at the peak, really, of their properties. The problem is, the earlier the harvest, the lowest the yield. If you work with very, very unripe fruit, which is the best thing to do, you have very low yield. I'm talking extremely low. So it's a problem because you don't make much olive oil, but it's the key to make the best olive oil possible. You have to choose your path, and we chose ours, of course.